Hello, good evening, viewers. This is Satellite Media. Mr. Chinedu Michael, let us look at the statement that came from E.K Clark. I'm talking about the elder statesman who is the leader of PANDEF, calling on the President Armed Baba Tinubu to quickly, urgently, and immediately restructure Nigeria if the country wants to be one. But let me take you from this angle. Restructuring means many things to different people. Some see it as devolution of power because currently we have about 68 items on the exclusive legislative list. Some have argued that the federal government should divulge some powers to the state in terms of giving state houses of assembly the power to legislate on some of those issues. Needless to go into them, they are much, the power is there, security is there. Then let us equally look at the angle of restructuring from some people that talks about resource control. Mr. Chinedu Michael, where do you stand?
Of course, we're on a good note, but let me tell you, Nigeria is a very funny nation. Nigeria plays their politics based on sentiment and ethnicity, based on interest, When Ojukwu returned from Aburi, and this is part of the things that Awolowo would have explained to Gowon, that confederation does not mean secession. But unfortunately, they passed a wrong information to Gowon, and that was how Gowon came up and declared 12 states across the world. And that was the beginning of the restructuring we are talking about today. And that was what led to the war. If they have allowed the status quo to remain, where every region, continue to control their resources and maybe have a less interested center, in terms of security and the rest of them, I think maybe Nigeria would have been a bit workable for some people, or for Nigeria, sorry, But as it stands now, when you mention the issue of restructuring, confederation, regionalism, the northern Nigeria feel threatened. They feel somehow as if Nigeria belongs to them. As if they are the owners of Nigeria. And some elements, of the southwest, also want to move towards that direction. If not, why are we still wasting our time? Because as I'm talking to you, you can see what is happening already in the Senate, where somebody is saying that if there's going to be ban on grazing, and of course they are going to revoke land CFO of lands and shops, the way they want in the north. You can see that. They say that cows are also human beings. They are citizens of the country, and they should be allowed to move anywhere they want because they are citizens. And that was coming from a northerner who was trying to defend the need without understanding that that's what they call grazing reserve. There was nothing like grazing routes in Nigeria. You understand? It was Buhari that came because he wanted to position Fulanis in the killers in the 36 states, and that is why he had this personal hatred for Igbos, because he knew that Igbos are going to resist any atom of Fulanization, no matter the way it's going to come. So what they are pushing is they are pushing gradually to where Aburi. Everybody is going to Aburi, whether they like it or not. The Yorubas are going to Aburi, the Northerners are going to Aburi, the Igbos are going to Aburi.
So that Aburi will stand, will finally come to reality.
No, you can see it now. It's not bad. You see it now. Okay, look at. I was listening to Gani. No, if you listen to Gani Adams, I'm impressed. I've always been praised. I've always say it. These are people who understand the Nigerian factor. Not be all these demons they call themselves politicians. You understand? Jagaban. You fall for this thing. I'm coming. See, bros, if you look at the statement that came from him after that fall, he's not supposed to make that kind of statement. As a president, he said he's the double for Democracy Day.
Let us focus on the subject matter.
I'm reacting, based on what is already on ground. You understand? So the fact is this, that the system as it stands now, as they are projecting. I know that the Northerners are going to resist it, and the level of resistance that will come, whether it's going to resort to armed struggle or whichever means the resistance they are going to come up with, will determine whether we are going to restructure, the type of restructuring, we are going to embark on regionalism, the type of regionalism, or they should pass a bill, and sign it into law that allows for self-determination of major ethnic groups in Nigeria.
Okay, let me permit me to even include the issue of regionalism in alternative when you talk about restructuring, because actually some people are talking about regionalism. Even currently, there is a bill that is going to be sent to the president from Yoruba group, and there's a group from Yoruba extraction calling for restructuring of the country.
Of course, you can see what Ojukwu is trying to do. It has already been outlined where they have 6 years for a president, so that everything, the seat of power will go around every zone. Once you are done with your 6 years, you are gone. You can see the reforms that want to carry out in the INEC. You can see the electoral process reform. You can see so many things Ojukwu has in his up his sleeve, to tender to in pursuit of justice and the equity at the end of the day. So, but how it's going to happen is what we don't know. If you look at what Gani Adams said during the Abiola day, he said that after the 2014 confirm, even when the confirm was about to come to an end, that a particular northerner walked on to him and told him that, Gani, you might have gotten all you want, but I'll tell you that this confirm will not see the light of the day. And it happened. A northern senator. And it happened. He said it publicly there. So what does that tell you? That the level we are continuing to push for them to understand the kind of unity that should be existence in Nigeria. And if they don't buy into it, of course, we know what journalism is. Like I just said, it's Aburi. Everybody's heading to Aburi now. And at the end of the day, we are going to experience partial disintegration of Nigeria.
What do you mean partial disintegration? I understand that there's nothing sacrosanct about any country in terms of whether who and who should be part of the country, because even Nigeria as it stands today is a signatory to UN Charter that talks about self-determination. So to that extent, so long as anyone agitating is within the ambit of the law, I don't think the person have committed any crime, both locally and internationally. But at the same time, is it not proper that when one agitates, you confine yourself within the ambit of the law?
Yes. What the law says that you have right to say that you don't want to be part of this. What the United Nations does not want is just an armed struggle to it. But if you follow the process, no matter how long, at the end of the day, you are going to get it. So that's what the law says. The international law supersedes the local law. So what we are looking at is what the United Nations Charter said. And a referendum is being conducted. And anybody that's trying to stop that, does not actually mean well to the rules and regulation that has been enshrined, to govern and rule the world by United Nations. So if you go against that, you are also going against the world, like what the federal government is trying to do. They are going against Simon Ekpa. They are going against Nnamdi Kanu. They think they are doing themselves good. They are also going against the world. When Azikiwe and Awolowo and the rest of them started agitation for independence of Nigeria, were they killed? Even would have killed them now. So why is it that this one is different? Because Igbos are involved. Igbo man is involved. Igbo want to stay on their own. So they forgot that those things that led to that agitation has not been properly, looked into by the system. The Yorubas, the Hausas have ruled this country. They have messed everywhere up. The worst is what we are experiencing now. The worst. If I tell you the mystery behind, it says I should not go there. But let me just leave it that way, because for national peace and stability, I think Nigeria should understand at this point in time. We are no longer taking it funny. We are not seeing it funny. But even during the protest, you can see Tinubu Ole or Sowolu Ole, and they are shouting it. His own kinsman is telling that he's incompetent. What else do you expect? He says they double it. In fact, it's unfortunate. So the train is moving, and there are all eyes on 2027. Nothing for Tinubu 2020. I cannot mark it. Obi and the BDM is a time for you people to sit up and organize yourself, build a ground force, political force. I'm not saying for anything. Galvanize the system. The whole thing is working in favor of the obedient. And we are going to see an opportunity again. I think Nigeria they want to give Nigeria an opportunity again, for unity. They want to give Nigeria opportunity now for coexistence. They want to give Nigeria opportunity for survival as a nation. And if they fail it this time, like what E.K Clark and Pa Aya Adebanjo has been saying, Nigeria is going to experience, bye-bye forever.
I think I must say a very big thank you for your time. This is Satellite Media. Thank you for your time, Mr. Chinedu Michael.